Master Your Destiny on 99 FM.
Welcome to the MYD Studios. Heloise, we're delighted
Hi.
to have you with us in studio.
Thank you for having me, and any opportunity to talk about myself, I'll grab it.
Well, we are really delighted to hear all about yourself. What has it been like being a female comedian in Namibia?
Wow, it's ever challenging, I must say. Firstly, people don't necessarily think of women as funny, and they don't necessarily want to hear them even just speak most of the time, stand there, look pretty, cook me something, that sort of thing. When I first joined, there was only one other lady performing. Her name is Jaja, and she's, the first lady of stand-up comedy in Namibia, and she's the people's favorite. She had her style and everything. She'd already been doing it for a year, and Free Your Mind as the collective had also just existed for a year then. So when I joined, it was just her as my mentor, the other guys also helping out, but you still had to always walk a fine line. It really is truly the hardest form of performance, because to have to manipulate people's mood that way, you first have to command their attention, but you almost always, general rule, you always have to deliver a laugh. Yeah. You have to get it out of them, so I really think it's not for the faint-hearted.
Absolutely. I can imagine it's not an easy task. But you've also got a very specific style of comedy. And one of the things that you are known for is the fact that you've never compromised on your style, even though your style, and as you've explained now, you're one of the first female comedians in Namibia, it's difficult to go with a different style into a space that is already the unknown. How did you stick to your guns on this one?
Yes. It was a slow and steady climb. I first had to sort of put my feelers out there and sort of just gauge where the audience was at. And I'd always try and give them something that wasn't too abrasive, because you sort of have to make it grow on people's palates. As I grew more comfortable on stage, I also got more set in my style. But definitely in the beginning, I always tried to, keep everyone happy, but just sort of lace it with a bit of, the rough stuff.
The rough stuff.
Yeah.
And in terms of the rough stuff and the gritty stuff and talking about things that people don't necessarily always go to, what is it that you want your comedy to be known for? Why is it that you want to take us to that place that makes us think about things as well as have a laugh?
I really think it's therapeutic, and I think Namibia as a nation, we're generally very conservative. So I think it's time for us to, if we want to compete with, the internationals, and if we want to be sort of known or stand out, really, we have to play the game like the big boys play it. And we just sort of have to just let go of our inhibitions and not take things too personally. So with the things I talk about, it's not just necessarily like the inappropriate stuff. It's also some political stuff, it's current affairs, it's even just things about ourselves and our image and how we see ourselves as Namibians, our true identity. It's challenging those sort of thoughts and opinions. And I don't expect the audience to agree with me, and sometimes they laugh because they're uncomfortable. But I'd prefer it that way. I'd rather have them sit there and really listen and think about things or take something home. And challenge themselves and maybe wonder, why am I not ready to laugh about that yet?
Yeah, absolutely. Because once we can laugh about it, we can heal. We can let go of whatever it is that is holding us back and weighing heavy on our shoulders.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before I can expect people to laugh at what I say, I need to be able to laugh at it myself. So once I get a chuckle out of it, it's good enough. Sometimes I even think like, this one's a bit far, like this one's really pushing it. But then I feel even more excited about it. I like the challenge even that I get for myself, having to be on stage and just having the audacity to say those things. It's an adrenaline rush for me.
Awesome. You've given us so much to think about in terms of what it is that you do, in terms of letting go of some of the things that are holding us back, in terms of the fears that we hold in our mind, laughter and therapy and connecting. So it's really been really insightful. Do you have anything you'd like to, a special message you'd like to share with Namibia?
Self-love, get intimate, just really, really love yourself, accept yourself, and say it's okay to not be, perfect. And who knows what perfect is anyway,
Exactly.
you know?
Who defines perfect?
Yeah, we redefine it every day for
Exactly.
ourselves.
Exactly.
So that's just sort of how you have to live your life.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Heloise, for coming to
you
inspire
so
us and
much.
for giving us a few great laughs. And we look forward to seeing you on the stage again, where you inspire and make us think about things a little bit differently.
Thank you for having me. If only I could come back every other day, you know, for the lovely coffee, the great conversation, and the pretty lights. I would.
Wonderful. Thank you. And we wish you so much success going forward.
I will take your wishes and I will make them happen. Yes.
Beautiful. Do so.
Master your destiny on 99 FM.